Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Calvin and Sam, and today we're going to be doing another review and discussion video. And today's discussion, we're going to be talking about The Walking Dead, the episode 2
of season 6.
And it is called JSS. Just survive somehow.
Yeah. So in this episode, spoilers. Some pretty big spoilers in this episode because it's kind of a big turning point. And where the rest of the season will go, even though it's only the second episode. Mm-hmm. But so we'll start our timer and get started on what we want to talk about. Okay, so this episode takes place completely at Alexandria. Kind of what's happening as Rick and the rest of the guys are dealing with the walkers, which is something me and Sam were both kind of a little bit confused on because they didn't really make that clear at first.
Yeah, you didn't understand until at least like the horn, I guess.
Yeah.
So like half the episode.
Yeah, I was several minutes in until I realized that Rick was gone and Glenn was gone and Morgan, and then I was like, "Oh wait, this takes place at the same time as as they're dealing with the walkers." And then that was proven, when the wolves, the scavenger guys attack Alexandria and they run the semi into the fence and the horn starts going off. Mm-hmm. So that was the central plot conflict of this episode was the wolves attacking Alexandria when kind of the strongest members of the team, the strongest survivors were all gone with the zombies. But Carol was kind of left behind, and she was went beast mode in this episode.
Carol, huge character in this episode. We got to see Carol become even cooler again, killing just tons of people. She puts on all this ragged clothing and stuff and puts a W on her forehead so she looks like one of the wolves so that they don't kill her, and she just goes around killing everybody.
Yeah, and I kind of realized that now her act that she was playing to the rest of the Alexandrians is gone now because she was pretending to be the nice lady.
I guess sort of nobody saw her exactly except for the one girl that she helped in the armory.
Oh, right,
yeah, her act is probably gone.
I feel like that it's not going to be a secret though. Yeah. It'll everyone will know what Carol did to save them and stuff.
Morgan saw, and I think that's sort of something in the trailers because there's Morgan saying they're dangerous and stuff in the trailer, and it could talk about. I'm guessing it's talking about Rick and Carol and all them.
Yeah, and they are dangerous.
Clearly, Morgan disagrees with a lot of the stuff that they do because they just kill people.
Yeah, because he wanted to spare the wolves' lives and let them run. But Carol wouldn't have any of it, which I was glad because the wolves are I think they were probably scarier than the cannibals, just because the cannibals at Terminus were scary because they were so they didn't they just were completely normal about chopping people up and then eating them like it was nothing. But the wolves are just they're almost crazy. These insane, crazy people that just like to hack at people, even after they're already dead. And they're just beasts. Honestly, they're like wolves. The name wolves is fitting for them because they just act like these beasts that don't really have rational thought anymore.
We also got to see that there's a lot more of them than what they've kind of shown to us before. It's a huge group. We've only seen a couple in past episodes, so
what's interesting though is I don't know why they don't have any guns. Because they kind of were talking about that in the episode about how they're not using any guns. If because they've raided lots of places and killed lots of people, so I don't know why they weren't using guns or why they kind of had these raggedy clothes. Maybe that's just part of their insanity, I guess.
I can kind of understand it if they've been living in the area of Alexandria. Alexandria obviously took most of the guns and ammo in the area, but
you'd think they'd have some.
Yeah, they've killed tons of people, so
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
how they. Well, because because when Morgan meets the two wolves, when he's just sitting by himself, the
Oh,
one guy
yeah.
like pulls out the gun
Yeah,
and he's
but
like,
it's
"Give me all
empty.
your stuff."
It has no bullets.
Oh,
in it.
right, yeah.
So
you're
I
right.
guess they probably do get tons of stuff. They just
For some
use it
reason
all
they
up
don't use
fast
guns
or something.
Yeah, either they use it up or that's. I
don't
wonder
know.
if they'll kind of. Because that's twice now then
Yeah.
that they've kind of like specifically shown the audience that they're not actually using guns.
Mhm.
So I wonder why that is.
Yeah.
Huh. So yeah, we'll definitely see more of them in the next few episodes. Especially, I think not till after Rick and his group figure out this zombie situation. I mean, I think we can agree that Alexandria is going to be overrun by zombies.
Yeah,
I mean, this is just too many zombies to kill.
I think either it's going to be a super big fight and they'll barely survive, and I don't know what they're gonna. I don't know what they're gonna go off of with Alexandria.
Maybe I don't know because they never actually broke through the wall.
Yeah, they just kind of like
they ran into it with the
gates and stuff.
semi.
Oh yeah,
but I mean they didn't actually break down any of the walls. So
it might be pretty easy for them to protect, but
that again, it's a lot of zombies.
Yeah.
I mean, so we'll see because I mean, if a semi isn't able to push it over when it's cruising, then I don't know if a lot of zombies will, but maybe something will happen. Maybe there'll just be some confusion. I mean, that's what happens in a lot of Walking Dead episodes, where just something confusing, one little person slips up, and then the zombies overrun the place.
Yeah.
In this episode, we also got more Eugene. He's kind of like the comic relief kind of person in the show now, just because the sassy things are funny, the things he does are funny, and he's not trying to be funny. He's just being himself, and because he's himself, I mean,
he's also becoming a little bit more of a survivor too. He's somewhat able to handle himself, and he doesn't get a little bit more now.
He's at least trying to help now instead of having everyone else protect him. And we also kind of, the reason this episode was called JSS, moving on to the next point, is it kind of had this, the first few minutes of the show was kind of about Enid. She was with her parents at first, but then her parents were killed by zombies, and so she kind of wandered around by herself for a while and just kind of, she wrote JSS on everything. Like, she wrote it on her hand. She wrote it in a car window.
Somehow. Yeah,
which at the end of the episode, you find out JSS stands for Just Survive Somehow. And honestly, like, I wasn't that impressed with the Enid side story. I thought it was kind of lame. I didn't really understand what we were getting out of it. Mm-hmm. I guess it was just something to fill up 40 minutes with. It's just because
more character development, I guess.
I mean, maybe JSS is also like a code for something else. Maybe I mean, if she's a spy for the wolves, I mean, if that's possible, I don't know the comics. I mean, if she's working with the wolves somehow, maybe she's writing JSS as a sign to show her where she was. But I mean, again, in the side story, she hadn't met the wolves yet, but she was still writing JSS on everything.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't know. I didn't like that weird side story so much just because it didn't. Because we found out what JSS stood for, and that's really all we found out about Enid.
And she just pretty much hid with Carl for the rest of the episode, and then left at the end of the episode,
and then disappeared. And I mean,
so
I thought we've already seen her leave Alexandria a couple times. What does she do?
That's what we don't know, I guess. So that's why nobody knows who Enid is really. And Carl, I think, followed her like one time, but she noticed he was following her.
Yeah, that's right. And then they got like stuck in the tree together. And it was like, ooh,
oh, Carl.
They're like 12. Anyways, and our last point was what will Rick do? I mean, we were thinking that with Rick, like, if he had been there, he would not have let a single wolf survive. Yeah. I mean, so
if they ran, he would have chased them.
Yeah,
for sure.
So I'm thinking after they deal with this zombie attack, Rick's gonna want to go after the wolves and find them and just kill them all.
Yeah, and I guess that also leads to what will Morgan do with Rick, because obviously Morgan isn't happy with what Carol and Rick are doing. And it kind of shows at the end of the episode him like walking.
Yeah, Morgan's
It
walking
looks like
away.
he's walking away, but I'm not sure if
I
that
mean,
was
he could be just it could be just a dramatic shot.
Uh-huh.
It could be he's going back to Rick to tell him, yeah, the wolves just killed like half of the Alexandrians. But yeah, I think next episode we'll focus on dealing with the zombie attack some more, and then the episode after that we'll go back to the wolves.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe we'll get some more wolves. Oh, there's our timer. I just wanted to say maybe we'll get more wolves in the next episode because maybe they'll want to attack Rick and his group as they're trying to deal with the zombie situation, but we'll see.
Yeah, how long they're gonna bring out the wolves into the season, like how long they're gonna last.
Right, because the Terminus cannibals only lasted the first few episodes of season 5, right?
Yeah,
season 5. Yeah, so we'll see. So this episode, I'll give it a I think I'll give it a 9, because I mean, even though Enid's side story was a little weird and unnecessary, I think, and the time placement where I was confused at first, that's kind of my bad, I guess. But I think the episode could have done a little bit better to explain. Meanwhile, at Alexandria, I those are like the only negatives, but I mean the wolves were really scary villains, and so they were, it was a like what I'm looking for out of the show is a nice scary conflict where, you know, you're scared for these people and the wolves you know, were scary, and Carol was awesome this episode, and the like mini conflict between her and Morgan about how they should deal with the wolves was interesting, and the fact that Carol is now showing her true self, I think made this a 9.0.
I'm gonna do a 9 too. I think it's a really good episode for The Walking Dead because I feel like it's a little bit of a turn in a way, because Walking Dead's always been a pretty violent TV show, but like this made the wolves seem really scary because they were extremely violent and just hacking up people, and it's weird to say, but I think that's pretty cool. And and Carol just running around killing everybody, obviously, and seeing Morgan use his staff like Michelangelo. It's just
yeah,
or Donatello.
Oh! Yeah.
Hey guys, thanks for watching that video. Hope you guys liked it. If you did, don't forget to like it and subscribe to our channel.
Make sure to look forward to future review and discussion videos. Tell us what you thought about the latest episode in the comments, and we hope you stick with us for our other review and discussion videos.
Thanks for watching.
Bye!